Hey there, this is Beardfoot, and today we're making the cursed Perch wallet. Starting as always with the pattern, print it out, cut it out, transfer it onto the leather, and then cut out that as well. We're using mostly 2.7mm or 7-ounce wedge tanned leather on this project, but also some thinner. After that we want to bevel the edges and also thin out just a few areas on the flesh side a bit. This is the way I do it, but there are plenty of tools to do this with. Now we want to moisten our wedge tan leather to prepare it for embossing. Set it aside, let it dry back a bit, and until then we can use it to punch some holes. Now through the paper of the pattern we want to trace the gray lines on the leather. They will stick with a pen like this, and then we can use these lines and tool along them. After all the tooling, we want to start dyeing. And here I used plenty of different colors, starting with the most light one, which is yellow, and some orange, then some red, then some dark red and brown and purple. And yeah, so all the colors that I want to have to give it a really cursed look, but on the other side, a very normal look. And this is the result of it. I use some high grit sandpaper, around 1000 grit, to light up some of the color, remove the color on the high spots to make it really pop. Unfortunately, there's no real leather white dye, so I use some acrylic paint and dry brush all the bones. And I also used a little bit of black to paint the shadows around the white to make it look even better. Then we use some leather finish to tap it everywhere to finish the leather and protect the colors, and also put some on the edges to use the moisture for burnishing. Now this is all the pieces that we use. The big one that we just saw, we got the big inner one for all the pieces. We got the inside of the head, which is quite thin. We got the outside of the head. We got some jar, fin, and some inlays for the wallet. And a D-ring attachment. Starting here with the fins, get some rivets and rivet them on. So we also need some eyes, so I used some wooden pearls, split them in half and painted them white. Now we want to use some super glue to glue them on the inside of the leather, just to hold it in place for the moment, mostly until the other layer is glued against it. If you're wondering how you get these slits of the eyes to open like this, just moisten them and then use the tip end of a burnisher to press from the flesh side out. And that's it. Now we want to glue the thinner inside of the head against it. Chances are, even though you cut it out perfectly, it will not match again, because the tooling on both pieces is slightly different. Still, put on some contact cement and then guide yourself along the edges, bend the pieces towards so the edges fit, and everything else you can force into shape or into position. Any excess leather on the edges you want to cut, grind, and then re-dye and burnish. And then we can sew the heads on the body. Additionally, on one side of the head on the inside, you also want to sew this D-ring attachment piece with the D-ring in at the same time. Like this. To attach the jar, we use regular rivets here and rivet it together. But make sure to not set it all the way, just to keep it being able to move here. Also, we got some more eyes that we want to place with some super glue. To close the wallet, we use some pressure buttons here, and for this specific part, make sure to use only the nice looking outside pieces on both sides. Like here, both sides, same button. On the inside of the fish, we start with the card holder. We've got these 4 identical pieces and we want to sew them on here, like this. Now when we got this, we also got these top and lower edges, and these we want to sew on now. For the coin pocket, we got this piece here, and you see these edges here? We want to sew them on here. But first, we got also these grooves in there, and these are folding grooves. We want to moisten them and then fold the piece along it. Also, you can use a bone folder to make them even deeper and the bending easier. Fold them as following here. Gentle hammer taps to hold the fold even stronger. Now these 2 edges need to be sewn, but only like this, like to keep the fold, as you can see here. These are sewn, but not to the layer behind it. Also, we need here a probably smaller pressure button to close the coin pocket. Now the remaining edges we can sew now on this part here. This needs to be sewn together on this edge, like this. Also got the lid of the money pocket. Also you should put on the other side of the pressure button before, but I want to make sure I got the positioning right, so I didn't, but in the pattern it will be correct. So do this part that I'm doing now, do it before you put on the lid, just to make it a bit easier. There you go. We also need some bigger pressure buttons here on the inside, also to close the wallet. Here make sure to use the flat ends on both sides. Like on the other side we use the big buttons first, and now we use flat ends twice. To connect now both pieces, we just want to glue them in this area here and then sew along all of the edges. With contact cement, which I'm using here, it's always important to put it on both sides and then let it dry back a bit. And then it will stick extremely good right from the beginning to itself, but only to itself. When hammering both pieces together, make sure to not crush the eyes or the pressure buttons. Also, you can already bend it a bit in direction. It's glued now, these areas are still open, and then we want to sew this all around the edge on both sides. Done. For additional support, we also want to put on here on the side some rivets. Again, be sure to not crush the wooden eyes. To bring the wallet into its final shape, we want to moisten it. Put it pretty much everywhere and then bend it into shape. The tail needs some rounding to get the rounded fish shape. The rest of the area is mostly already in round position, but here the heads you want to align properly to each other. Also give the fins some direction, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, for the edges, there's some cleaning up to do here. Cut, grind, bevel, and re-dye them to make them perfect. And there you go. Cursed Perch wallet finished. Compared to the trout wallet that I did before, this one from the shape is more fitting towards the wallet. But on the other hand, I did not want to make, again, just quote unquote a fish wallet. So I wanted to give it this cursed look with the eyes and halfly torn out flesh and the evil look. And also, this one is better for slapping, trust me. Thanks for sticking around and see you guys next time. Have a great day.